Hey, Tyler, how you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm great. I'm out here just doing my best to be the best assistant to you I can be. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing to me, Tyler?
I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Hey, guys, welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. My name is Neil.
I'm Tyler. I was waiting on your cue. I don't talk unless you say how high.
I absolutely love this. And this is the Explain Everything podcast. We're doing our very best in 30 minutes or less to help you stay the smartest person in every room that you walk into. We are going to have a counter that hits at 30 minutes that is going to tell us we need to shut up. And that is difficult for us to do. You're going to find that out.
Yeah, it's like at the poker table you say, hit me, hit me. And
we can't stop it.
It hits.
No, it hits. It actually, some could say it slaps. What are we talking about today? Who is Ketanji Brown Jackson? Justice.
Jeopardy answer.
Justice.
I am justice. Sorry. You knew it was coming.
I should have.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your fourth favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
You know what? It does look like we made it.
It's been a while since you said that.
Well, I didn't mean it till now. One of my favorite running jokes I've done for about 25 years is whenever I'm like competing at something, whether it's a video game, sports, whatever, and I've started losing or something, I'll go, all right, let's play for real now.
Oh, gosh.
I love saying
I'm not left-handed.
I'm not. I literally do that with ping pong sometimes. I'll play left-handed and then I'll be like, but I'm not left-handed.
I am not left-handed.
And nobody gets it except for you, Neil. That's why we're doing a podcast to get in all those people. They're dirt.
They're dead to me.
Oh, gosh, Neil.
Dirt 09.
Dirt 09. Hey, do you know that's when we met?
Hey,
so good.
So we're going to do our very best to help you understand who is Ketanji Brown Jackson, Justice.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
KBJ. Can I call her KBJ?
Sure can.
Sick.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
KBJ.
I bet that trends.
KBJ. LBJ. KBJ. Yeah, it works.
Okay,
I'll allow it.
Works. That works. So she is the first black woman nominated and confirmed to be a Supreme Court judge. Every episode, I say something that is completely mispronounced, and I just did it there and got it out of the way.
I would never call you out for that. Hey, so it says she's the first black woman ever nominated and confirmed. Yes. Have any other black woman ever been nominated?
I don't think so.
So she's the first one never nominated, and it's not the she needs the combo. It's not.
No.
It's not like in baseball. Like, he's the first person to hit a home run on the first day of the third month in the sixth week.
Right. Yeah.
On the race.
No, she's the first to do either.
Okay.
Which is
2 for 2.
incredible. Yeah.
She just kind of broke both the records. So I guess we could say that, as far as black women on the Supreme Court go, they're batting 1,000. They're 100%, 100% that are nominated.
100%.
So, I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Never.
Some of these guys are going to brag about that. Like, hey, we're 1,000%.
We've never been shut down.
1,000.
That's pretty impressive.
She is replacing somebody named Stephen Breyer. He is a liberal member of the court who is retiring.
Question. Had you heard that name before? Or did you remember that name? If I'd have been like, hey, how's Stephen Breyer doing? Would you have known?
No.
No, me neither. How long was he on the Supreme Court?
I don't know.
But he was a white dude.
I think, yes, he is.
Yeah, because that's what all of them are.
Yeah.
Except for KBJ.
Yes.
What's up, my girl?
KBJ.
I like KBJ.
In some of the hearings to try and rattle her and all that kind of stuff. Yes. Ted Cruz asked her if she thinks babies are racist. That was one of his questions.
I think I saw this video.
Her. Yeah.
He was asking about a book or something. And
he asked a bunch of different things. He said, how do you know this about that? She goes, I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Why don't you ask one of them?
Yeah.
And then so he said, so you think babies are born racist? And she looks at him. This turned into a meme. She looks at him with the most unimpressed look on her face. And she kind of looks down and almost out at the top of her glasses, like she should have.
Like she gave him the mom.
She's like,
you're a child who just literally got him smearing his name in poop.
Say a word.
And he's impressed he did it in cursive, and she's not impressed because it's your poop.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Was this the hearing that Ben Sass was sitting next to Ted Cruz and he was talking about people who just want sound bites to try to whatever?
That's it.
And then the TikTok took over and they go, is is this about us? And it zoomed in on Ted Cruz.
That's it.
Funny.
So Supreme Court has been around for 232 years. In the history of the Supreme Court, there have been 115 Supreme Court justices.
I bet you more than 100 of those were white dudes.
108 of them are white men.
So I was right.
4 of them are white women. 2 black men, 1 Hispanic woman, and now Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I'll tell you this, but you know, in all fairness, like I don't think it's the white. Like I didn't see any black people get nominated for like 150 years.
Yeah,
and that's like, why wouldn't they even offer to be like, hey, I'll do it?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I got it. I'm
joking. It's because America was super racist for a long time.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
And making fun of the fact that America has some issues.
We've got this wrong. So just if you're wondering, I'm a fan.
Oh, you like her? I don't know a ton about her. I did see a couple of the TikTok memes, and I was a fan of everything I saw.
Yeah. So I do my own research on this, and so I'll tell you this: a couple things I learned in this process, because I've always seen it. You're like, I don't know what is the actual process to actually become it. So the way it works is the president has to announce a nominee, and that's what he did. He announced her. So then investigations begin. This is all like behind the scenes. All these investigations happen.
Who does those?
And then this is all. So this is Congress. This is Senate. This is a panel of people that start this investigation.
Okay.
So then the Senate Judiciary Committee investigates the nominee. Then the nominee, and I wrote this out here, but it actually is a little bit odder than this. They're required to meet with senators individually.
Is that based on like, oh, I want to meet with them, or is like everybody?
It's required office visits.
So everybody
goes around to their office throughout the Senate and throughout the House. So the committee hearings start. Usually they last 3 to 5 days. You've seen some really bad ones out there. We won't name names. The committee then votes to confirm or reject this nomination. And then the committee sends this recommendation of what they voted on to the full Senate, and the Senate votes to confirm or reject that. It's just like checks and balances, checks and balances, checks and balances.
And it's mostly the Senate. So it's not a lot of House of Reps are involved in this problem.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is good, because you're meeting with everybody. You don't want to meet with 400 something. You want to meet with 100 and be done.
Yeah. And just get it over with. So
I say that meetings are like my least favorite thing in the world. So like,
stand them. Well, you're not getting anything done.
Yeah.
And Tyler likes to
I
be
like to get
efficient.
things done. My emails are piling up here.
Tyler does
Sorry,
not
Barbara.
like to. Sorry, Barbara. I don't even like eating food because it's a waste of time.
That's true. It is.
Born in Washington, D.C. in 1970, her parents are both public school teachers.
Hey, yo, let's go.
Her dad went to law school. In high school, her guidance counselor told her she shouldn't set her sights so high.
Hashtag
ridiculous.
Oh, I was going to say hashtag racist, but yeah, that's still good.
Yeah. So she's married. They have 2 daughters. She lives in DC, which will play into it later on, so she's in the right spot. It's like a lot of things had to line up. So Judge Jackson served as a law clerk for Justice Breyer. Remember
the
her?
one that, yeah.
Earlier in her career. So she clerked for 3 federal judges before she became a judge. A lot of people actually look at that as like, you're in the trenches, you're doing a lot of the work, you're doing all this groundwork and legwork and all that kind of stuff. And she did it for 3 different federal judges, which is great. Big. Yeah. So Biden made a promise.
Yeah, Biden made a promise to diversify the court system, really.
Yeah, he did.
I remember that. He said, we will hire.
We will. Yes. But he said not just demographically, but people who bring a different level of experience, which I like that. I didn't know what that meant until getting into this. And she definitely brings a different level of experience. So she was just recently voted into the DC circuit. So a lot of these hearings that they had, she had just gone through something similar in Washington, D.C. So she's gone through the Senate confirmation process already 3 times. Once for the Sentencing Commission in 2009, one for D.C. District Court in 2013, and one for the D.C. District Court in 2021. So it's not like this is not foreign to her. I would hate this, to be honest with you. Like this process of, okay, I'm going to sit down and you guys can grill me on whatever you want. You can go through and look at everything I've ever done and judge all of that kind of stuff. Then we're going to sit in a room and I'm going to have to defend myself to a bunch of you guys. Sorry, you people. y'all for 3 to 5 days. And then you're all going to vote on. And the vote wasn't even like, it was close.
Here,
it wasn't like
I wonder what
majority.
The split was.
It was ridiculous.
So here's my thought. This is a big process and it's a lot, but it's for life. Like you're interviewing someone to make some of the most important decisions in the country for the rest of their life. At first I was like reading this. I was like, that's ridiculous. And then I thought, oh, this is like a forever position.
Yeah.
It needs to be thorough.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, this is why people, when they go there, they're super, super old when they're done. Is because if they don't retire, they usually end up dying while they're still in.
Exactly.
There. So the last position she took in Washington, D.C., she was unanimously voted in for the D.C. District Court in 2021. She got a standing ovation when the votes came in for her Supreme Court confirmation.
That's great. Did everybody stand up or just some people?
No.
Okay.
Just some people. And you know who you are, listener. So you asked the question earlier. You said, I wonder what. So
what did I ask?
You didn't say anything.
Did I do it?
You didn't say anything.
Did I almost say that 5 times?
So I have 2 major errors so far now in this podcast, and that one where I just rambled on. You said
yeah, sure. I said that. I'm sure.
104,005. So here are the current Supreme Court justices and the president who nominated them in. This is, I'm just going to say Democrat or Republican. We'll go like that. Okay. So Clarence Thomas voted in by a Republican. Stephen Breyer voted in by a Democrat. Now he's being replaced by Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yes, by a Democrat. So
she's not saying she's a Democrat. She was voted in by Democrats.
Yes. Yeah. John Roberts was voted in by Republican. Sam Alito by Republican. Sonia Sotomayor by a Democrat. Elena Kagan by a Democrat. Neil Gorsuch by a Republican. Brett Kavanaugh by a Republican. Amy Coney Barrett by a Republican. The last 3 were appointed by Donald Trump, which is a pretty big stretch to have one presidency for 4 years, one term, put 3 Supreme Court justices.
Well, one was supposed to go in under Obama, but they essentially stalled it out so that it could be, so that they could have a chance of putting in a Republican. That's crazy how they took that person from him and gave it to the next president.
Yeah, which is kind of ridiculous. So Judge Jackson currently serves on the Court of Appeal. Well, currently was serving on the Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. And so this is what's interesting about it. This is one of the most influential courts in the country. This is where RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, served prior to the Supreme Court. Same court, same position, same system. So this is one of the most influential courts in the country. Remember I said earlier, like she's in D.C. You're like, oh, wow, well, it doesn't really matter. What if she was in Portland or whatever? Doesn't get the same kind of traffic. So she spent 8 years as a federal trial judge in D.C. She'll be the first Black woman on the court. She brings this background. She is a criminal defender. We have not seen that. No one else that is on the Supreme Court worked in the criminal defense system. Dang. They worked in other areas. So that is, she's saying, she basically has more experience than 4 of the current justices combined. That's how qualified she is.
That's amazing.
So she's got it. Part of it is too with the criminal defender, all this kind of stuff. She is with. This is going to sound weird. She's not just doing like I need to go defend this legal law or this thing over here. She's been defending real people. She's been in the system with real people, knowing how it affects them. We'll get to that in a little bit. So she's on the Harvard University Board of Overseers. She teaches law at Harvard and George Washington University Law School. She serves on the American Bar, and she serves on the board of directors for the Council for Court Excellence, focusing on minorities. So this lady is like, she had to work for everything that she has ever gotten, but she has not forgotten why she was working so hard the entire time. This quote, I bolded this. It's rare.
No, I was like, dang, dude, you want me to tweet this or something? What's going on?
Yeah. Elon, if you wouldn't mind tweeting this out.
I'll have to edit it later.
Oliver Wendell Holmes said, the life of the law isn't logic, it's experience. If you think about that, you're like, oh, the longer someone is in the system, the more experience they have, the better they are at understanding the law. It's not just, oh, logically do this, do that. She brings that to this position. So that's a really big deal.
That's cool.
She said that she wants to be remembered as a judge who's both careful and thorough.
Both of those mean that you're not going to jump to quick decisions.
Yeah.
Which you would want in a judge.
You don't want, it's a jump to conclusions, Matt.
I'd buy it. Yeah, we're gonna need you to come in on Saturday.
Oh my gosh! So I've been working like in a cubicle for a long time.
Congratulations!
Several times, someone has come over to my ear. So in my cubicles where I work, there's a row. There's
you
1,
say
2,
for a
3,
long
4,
time.
5,
How
6,
long?
7, 8. That's not important. in the row of cubicles, I'm the only one in there. So where I'm at used to be occupied by IT.
Okay.
They all left. Actually, okay, now this has nothing to do with anything here.
I'm here for it, though.
So the IT department shouldn't have been there, but during COVID, they ended up just occupying a bunch of space they weren't supposed to have.
It's like Apocalypse. They can live wherever they want. I am Legend.
Anything, yeah.
You can go in. He doesn't have to pay for it.
So when marketing came back, they they kicked out, and all of a sudden there's this empty space. So that's where I'm at. The rest of the team is their rows over, and I'm over there by
Streets
myself.
ahead.
So people come over and they're looking in the empty desks and cubicles for other office supplies. There was a lady who came over and she was checking office chairs right across from me and was turning around to get my chair, which I was seated in. And she turns, I was like, "Hey, how are you?" She goes, "Oh my gosh," she scared me. I didn't know anybody was over here. "Oh, were you over here?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm over here.
I'm one of the lost boys.
I'm over here."
No, that's what, when you teach, like in the summer, that's when people transition out, like they go to take a different job or whatever. And I call it the teacher's furniture shuffle. It's whenever they leave, you wait till they pack up. And as soon as they're gone, you try to go up as soon as you can. And you go in the room and you rate it. I got the best podium. That's why I got I literally one time, because I put in a maintenance request, I was like, I don't want desks, I want tables.
I need it.
Never did it. I spent like 3 hours carrying 30 desks to that room.
Oh my
moving
gosh.
like 6 tables over into my room, like all the way down on the other side of the building. But I got them tables.
Goddamn tables.
It's a little close. little close. I got them tables.
I don't know why I did that.
And so, but if you ever teach, Neil, tables are way better than desks. Don't do desks. Desks are trash. Well, it's just, there's a point. It's just not as fun because you want to work with groups and it's just harder to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
You're with the people.
It's like I always say. I don't know what I'm saying.
So in the cubicle system.
Yeah.
In the criminal justice system, in the cubicles, I caught myself when someone would come over and start talking to me, holding a coffee cup, and they would lean up on the top of the cubicle. That's the first thing I thought of is office space.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had to go several rows over and talk to somebody, and I found myself doing them. I saw my elbow slowly go up on top of the thing. I'm like, Neil, no. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why? I'm
gonna need you to come in on Saturday.
I'm gonna need you to send me that PNG file. Yeah. Okay. So the reason why it's important that Judge Ketanji Brown is both careful and thorough. In the next several years, her experience comes into play. The reason why her experience is important is because we're going to see some major topics hit the Supreme Court, like federal voting rights protection, which has been under attack. Labor laws, speaking of which, Amazon just passed it. One of their areas in the Northeast just got unionized. And this
Ohio?
No.
Oh, good.
That's the Rust Belt. And they don't. No, they actually have a ton of Amazon warehouses in Columbus. And then abortion rights. These 3 are really important because her specialties are immigration law, civil rights laws, First Amendment rights, disability rights, environmental laws, worker rights, and gun safety, which is all really good. So this is a little bit odd, but about immigration law being a big thing. You know who Mandy Patinkin is?
Yeah.
Mandy Patinkin was on Colbert recently. I say recently. I'm going to say the other day. In my mind, that could be from now until 3 months ago. But most people say the other day, and they want that to be yesterday or the day before. But in my mind,
no, it was another day.
It was another day.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Tyler.
That's just math.
Everybody, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
He was on there, and he was talking about the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he said that, so he was on there with Ken Burns, and they were talking about, Benjamin Franklin and the Declaration of Independence and all these guys in this room. And it was July 2nd. They're getting ready to sign it. But in the harbor and all just offshore, there are 300 warships that are ready to absolutely attack and destroy them. They're in this room trying to write this thing out. And he said you could see them circling around. There were like 130 of them that were moving in closer. The rest of them were circling around. They were about ready to get absolutely attacked. And they're talking about their freedom. And we're fighting for our rights. We're fighting for this. And he said, where have I seen that before? Because he did the narration for this Ken Burns documentary. And he said, where have I seen that before? And he said, I realized and went back online and realized this is what's happening in the Ukraine. These people are holed up. They're doing everything they can to fight it. This massive army is surrounding them, ready to attack. And he said, we get in these fights over well, the Ukrainians are doing this, and these people are spreading all over the world, and we've got these refugees everywhere. And he said that's when it hit him, looking back at what Benjamin Franklin was talking about, what they were all talking about. We are refugees. They were all refugees coming over from the UK. We were just fighting to have a chance to actually start a life, to live a free life, to not be oppressed by all this other stuff. He said, so when we talk about refugees, when we talk about immigrants, when we talk about all this stuff, we cannot look at the Ukraine and think that that has nothing to do with us. We are absolutely, our ancestry came from, so I was talking to Jean about this. She's like, my grandparents, their parents, they all came over on a boat from Germany and from Italy. And you think about it, it's not that long ago. Like just to get away and to have a chance at a new life. I don't know why I said all that, but that's awesome. The immigration law, I thought about it. I was like, oh my gosh, we think that's you. That's somebody else's problem. They're over there. They probably have something bad. They have, ulterior motives or whatever. And no, like they're just trying to live a free life. So I do think Ketanji Brown, I think she is going to do a good job as a Supreme Court justice because her background, she has had to work with real people every single day. I'm 100% for her.
That's good. I have a question.
Sure.
Whenever she was getting interrogated by the Senate, and
yes,
if someone asked, okay, I make this quick. Mm-hmm. Do you think that whenever they were interviewing her, if she felt offended, do you think they went, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize."
She kept singing the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
No, they said it to her.
Said it. Yeah,
yeah, because Miss Jackson, it's her.
That's amazing. I hope that's what happened. Do you think a lot of those people knew that?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think Ted Cruz listened to Outkast.
All right, guys, that is.
My goodness, what is that? Is that the end of it? Just gonna play Epidemic Sound here. What's going
incredible.
On? I was gonna get flagged on YouTube. Thanks, man.
All right, guys, that is our. So what we do is we do our best to get these things in a half hour, and so that's the.
That way you can listen to one of them at the first of your lunch break, and then you can listen to the second episode, the extra episode we drop on Patreon.com/explain-everything.
There it is.
On your second.
Yeah. So on Mondays, these episodes hit on our main, and then we have an additional. Is it a bonus?
Bonus.
It's a bonus episode
on Thursdays.
So we're doing our
stop
best.
Promoting yourself for 1 second, bro.
Gosh,
it's so pathetic.
You know who's great at marketing and promotion?
The Rock.
Okay.
Are we The Rocking? No, we 3v3 it.
Yeah, we're gonna 3v3 it first.
Okay.
All right.
Do it.
You want to do that now?
No. Do you want to read some more stuff?
No.
Welcome to the party, pal. This is 3v3.
No, I've read enough.
That's so good.
I've read too much. Okay, so
what's black and white and red all over?
I don't know.
Neil reading his notes about Miss Jackson.
Oh.
Because she's black, you're white, and you read it all over.
I read all over it. All right. So in 3v3, what we typically do is we both pick three different people, three different situations, three different objects or whatever. And we compete against each other in a 3v3 epic battle.
Yeah.
So the 3v3, what I thought we'd do this time is which superhero could be from DC, could be from Marvel, could be Sylvester Stallone in the Fireman or the Samaritan or whichever one he's going to do.
I like it.
Sure. So which superhero would make a terrible Supreme Court justice? And they have to be dressed as their superhero character. Like, this is not like their alter ego gets to do it. This is them as a superhero would make a terrible Supreme Court justice. Remember what she said. She said that she wants to be known as a judge who's both careful and thorough. So what do you think?
Okay. My first one would be the Hulk, but not the new one. The one with Lou Ferrigno where he just is big. And people are like, because he looked different. It was a different actor. And then when he got mad, Lou Ferrigno would come out because he's a bigger dude and he'd be painted green. So the other guy would be sitting there talking, and then whenever they'd aggravate him as the judge, Lou Ferrigno comes out, and people are just like, "Bro, you're not the same person. Like, that's a whole new person." And he's like, "No, like you don't get two people. Like you can't be two guys just because
we
you're
only
mad.
voted him in. Not
you don't get to swap out because you're mad." And he was like, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." And they're like, no, because you're not you. You're a whole nother person. Like they see through it.
They see straight
but
through
they
it.
commit to it. You know what I mean?
Man, I think one of my favorite things you've ever said is that The Rock would play the Hulk. They would put the makeup on him, but they're trying to act like they don't know that it's him, and he's in Thor, and he's playing. That's brilliant.
Thanks, man.
I think right now you're winning. I would have
Well,
just
the
said,
only one that's gone.
I would have said Wolverine just because of the anger problems.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah, you did. Well, the Wolverine is not necessarily.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know, scratch
What
my
was
face.
that? All right, you get to go. You're number 2.
Okay, I'd say Ezra Miller because he keeps fighting people.
Oh my God.
And he plays the Flash.
He plays the Flash, yeah.
And I could see it to where like he's up there
keeps
and they're aggravating him.
people.
And so what he would do is he would really fast, like flick arm over. And he does a flick arm run. He'd run over there and he'd like poke their nose and they'd be like, oh, my nose is broken. And he'd be like, I don't know what that was. I'm the Flash.
Oh, no. He goes over there and he does that nose trick. He's like, boop, got your nose.
And he actually rips their nose
off.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Totally.
Sorry, Nicolas Cage. Face off.
Face off too. That's it.
Okay.
I was going to say Moon Knight because he does have a split personality disorder.
Okay, so
He's multiple people.
yeah, so your first two are pretty much I said that
Exactly
in my
what you
first
said.
one. Yeah.
And this again is why Tyler wins every single time. I cannot prep fast enough.
I can't prep
cannot
enough. I've been
fast
studying for this for 60, 70 hours minimum.
All right, number 3.
Third
for you?
one, Two-Face. He just flips a coin and then decides what laws go into effect.
Oh my gosh.
That one, I had that one a second ago, but I saved it to the end. 'cause I
That
thought
was
it was
smart.
my best one.
That was really smart.
Thanks, Neil.
Man,
What's your third?
So I would say Captain America.
That's
'Cause
America's
You're in the
butt.
middle. That's 100%. So yeah. So in a filibuster, when they're trying to go on and on and on and on, and he's just like, people are like fed up with it. His classic line is like, I could do this all day.
Yeah. Did the
And he
judges
just
do
waits it out.
filibusters?
No, but other people try and do it.
Oh, so they say it to him and he's like,
Yeah,
I get it. It was a
can
quote.
I can do. Yeah, I get it. Whatever.
Oy
yeah.
vey.
That's a. Yes, 100%. And then when it's time to get the Supreme Court justices together, he says, Supreme Court justices,
Oh, do you want me to say it?
assemble.
Oh, you said it. Okay.
Because there's a really long
And then
pause. in
Batman
that-
comes
in
out and goes,
that-
I am justice. Because we only
He
picked
says
6
it in
spots.
between. He goes, Supreme Court justices, I'm vengeance.
No. Oh,
Assemble.
dang it. He says vengeance. I said justice. I
okay.
ruined it.
It's
I
okay.
said that earlier. You didn't even correct me. If he said justice, he could say, I am Supreme Court justice.
I am Supreme
Justice.
Court justice. All right.
The question on everyone's mind, will it rock? The answer is probably yes.
Why did I even write this? Okay, will it rock? Would this situation, would the Supreme Court justices, would the Supreme Court themselves be any better if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was one of them? If he is on the Supreme Court justice?
Do you want to answer first since I always go first? No, you've talked a lot. How about I do it? So,
Yes,
so there are
I
11
agree.
of them, right?
I
Aren't there 11
concur.
Supreme
I
Court
concur.
justices?
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
a sigh? Is this plural?
I'll go
Just
back
I?
here. 1, 2, 3,
11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So here's the deal. You need 11 because it can't be 10 because it's like 5 to 5. We don't know what to do. I think it would be great if The Rock became a Supreme Court justice because you get to be on it for life.
There's actually 9 justices.
Then why do we have 11 listed?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because I can't count.
Okay.
I counted the line up above that, but it's okay. I don't even make.
Okay. So there's 9. I thought it was 9, but then I thought I counted 11 on your list.
It's okay.
My bad, bro.
It's all right.
Okay. So he would be one of the 9. Okay. And what he would do is after he got elected, he would talk about it like Shaquille O'Neal. He's got his doctorate and he's like, he goes through his 18. I'm the Shaquille O'Neal, Dr. O'Neal, and he
Dr.
throws it
this.
in. And he spent a lot of time and effort to get that. But like, I don't know how many dissertations he's still writing because he's on TV all the time. He's got a lot of stuff to do. He's promoting every product on the planet.
Inside the NBA.
So he's probably not sitting there writing like, oh, look at my dissertation. And so
he's not.
Well, he's already done his dissertation, but he's not writing or publishing any more
Icy
articles.
hot.
No, yeah, exactly. What icy hot should be applied everywhere. And so whenever he does it, it's like a label he keeps the rest of his life. The Rock would, whenever he's on his Instagram videos working out, he's like, it's me, The Rock. I was Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. He lists off all his accomplishments. He's like, Supreme Court Justice and Kevin Hart's
he
older
would.
brother or whatever,
He would.
Beat up 100 Kevin Harts on the
would.
Tarlet News About Everything podcast on an airplane.
He would brag about it.
Yeah, but he would never show up to the meetings. He's got other gigs going on.
Yeah.
And so it's like, where's The Rock? He's filming Jumanji 3.
He
Cool.
shows up right when it's time to give the verdict.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a clue. He looks around. He's like,
Looks around.
Martha Martha, what are you doing? Who's Martha's on the board. He's gonna be like, Justice Jackson, what are you gonna do? I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then when it's time to actually give the verdict, he goes, "Can you smell what the Supreme Court justices are cooking?"
I mean, that's good. And he does the eyebrow. Somebody says a fact. He's like,
ding, 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 ding.
And then Logan Paul comes out with his Pokemon. It's just mayhem. Why aren't WrestleManias happening during Supreme Court meetings?
Why are they not?
I mean, that's more America than anything.
Actually get your, like, hey, it's this versus this. You guys got to fight it out in the ring.
Put on a knee brace and make it happen.
Why do we not call the Supreme Court justices just the 9? That's way cooler.
Because it's a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh, because everybody thinks it's 11. And it's really only 9. There's only 9.
Yeah.
It's the 9.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, he has a lot of Netflix's top watched movies ever.
Yeah, because he's amazing.
He is.
Did you like the Adam Project?
Is he? Yeah, I did. You know that kid, that kid that played younger him? He just got picked up to play Percy Jackson in Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Are they doing a remake?
Disney Plus series.
Remake?
Yep.
Or Remax?
Remax.
Yeah.
They have they sell houses.
Yeah. Well, originally it was a Max. And then they did it again. They're like, oh, it was a Remax. How do you like your beans?
Face Off.
I like them fried. No, let's refry them. They're not fried enough. Refry them beans.
That's really good. Refry them beans.
I think that was a Mitch Hedberg.
Welcome to the Refry them beans podcast.
Well, I think you say refried MBA.
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense. You said, like I figured something out.
You did.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense, Tyler.
Oh my God.
I regret having you as a co-host. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening to us talk about KBJ. KBJ.
KBJ.
Yep, thank you guys so much.
Yep.
And congratulations on your appointment and being what?
I think I love it. Oh, I thought you were saying for them being appointed as being the smartest person, to continue to be the smartest person.
I was saying congratulations to her, but yeah, sure. Great. Thank you guys so much for listening to the free podcast we put out and not paying to be a part of patreon.com/explain-everything. Thanks. I'm kidding.
You're so angry about
I know. I'm just
it.
kidding. I'm joking. I'm just glad you're listening to something I've made. I appreciate it. After somebody who made a lot of content nobody watched or listened to, if you're listening to this, you're one of the top.
Thanks, man.
Very, very small percent. I appreciate you.
You guys are great.
I love you so much. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.